Hi, Todd Warren here at the Forecast Center with a little bit of a deeper look at the chance of thunderstorms here as we go through Easter weekend. As you can see, the big ridge, which is going to warm us up again tomorrow. This disturbance here across the Rockies, this is what's going to swing around and give us the two potential rounds of thunderstorms, one Saturday evening over the northwest, a second one Sunday evening over the southeast. We'll take a pause, and then next week we could be looking at several waves of scattered showers and thunderstorms. The majority of the models, if you look at the blend of all the different models, showing 2 to 4 inches of rain possible here during the next week to 10 days. Now, as far as the level of worry, at least as far as my opinion, both 4 out of 10 for both Saturday evening's wave and Sunday evening's wave. I do think the tornado risk at this point is looking relatively low, and main issue is going to be wind and hail. And much of the Arctic should see a limited amount of rain the way it looks right now. So we definitely have seen bigger worries as far as severe weather compared to what's on the way this weekend. So here are the details. Robin Story to Futurecast shows that tonight, looking at the clouds increasing. Tomorrow, looking partly cloudy eventually, and it will be very windy with the south wind at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Likely we'll see some gusts in excess of 30. As we go through tomorrow night, it stays rather breezy and stays cloudy for the most part. And then Saturday, notice the Arctic stays dry for the most part with a mostly cloudy sky. By Saturday afternoon, you can see the thunderstorms over near Dallas. That activity will skirt right along and north of Interstate 30 during the evening hours. Should arrive in the northern sections of the Arctic here late Saturday evening and bring with it a threat for some damaging wind and large hail. A tornado can't be ruled out. You can see the output from Futurecast shows the intensity of any rotating updrafts looking very low, so that tells me that the tornado risk for Saturday evening could be somewhat low. Storm Prediction Center does have that slight risk for the area that I've highlighted north of Interstate 30 for mainly Saturday evening. Let's switch ahead to Sunday. Longer range version of Futurecast shows mainly dry conditions for most of the Arctic Saturday night. And then Sunday, we'll be watching again the frontal system. You can still see it northwest of Dallas Sunday morning. It begins to make that trek towards the east. By the time we get to Sunday, 5 o'clock, it's still just moving into the northwest edge of the Arctic, and it will serve as the trigger for some scattered thunderstorms. The majority of the models kind of highlighting the biggest intensity with these storms over East Texas and northwest Louisiana during the evening hours Sunday evening. And as we move farther and farther past sunset Sunday evening, the intensity of those storms gradually will begin to diminish. As you can see here, we might be left with a few leftover showers early Monday morning before we take a bit of a pause before the various waves of rain on the way next week. So that being said, this is what it looks like as far as the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. You can see the slight risk for most of the Arctic, but as I mentioned, the majority of the models kind of highlighting this part of the Arctic, the southeast half, as the part of the Arctic where those storms could be at their strongest. And again, that would occur mainly Sunday evening, with wind and hail the biggest concern. Looking at rainfall potential this weekend, don't see too many issues with any flooding. You can see the locations of perhaps the strongest storms given Futurecast's opinion. The areas of green here, northwest edge of the area, that will be Saturday evening. And this area of green here, East Texas, northwest Louisiana, that could also be the location where the storms are at their strongest Sunday evening. So that being said, your look at your 10-day forecast shows that we will see again the thunderstorm Saturday evening. All of us will see some rain at some point Easter Sunday, but the strongest storm southeast Sunday afternoon. A leftover shower possible Monday morning. And then Tuesday through Friday, we'll see the possibility for an occasional round of scattered thunderstorms. Highs during the period, mainly in the 80s. Overnight lows will kind of settle into the middle 60s. The good news is, models kind of backing off on next weekend's rain. Now looking dry for next weekend with temperatures mainly in the mid to upper 80s. So again, looks like 2 rounds of thunderstorms this weekend, one Saturday evening over the northwest, and a second round along the cold front Sunday evening over the southeast half of the area.